Hey everybody, Jeff Joyner here, coming to you from Wind Cave National Park in South Dakota. You know, I spoke at an event in Florida yesterday. I'm speaking in a couple days in Deadwood, South Dakota. It's my first time ever to southwestern South Dakota. And so going to check out the sites a little bit. We'll make a video. I don't know if anyone's interested in seeing this stuff, but I make these videos just in case someone is kind of interested about these, this part of my travel adventures, get to see and do a lot of pretty cool things. And so I'm going to show you here the Black Hills of South Dakota. There's something you can see every day, just chilling. You know, my kids go to or went to Lakota schools, and this area is where the Lakota tribe came from. And this is the Wind Cave. Said some days you can hear and feel wind coming out of the cave. This dude is heading my way. Dude, I'm not sure my rental car covers bison damage. There's a bunch of prairie dogs. I don't know if you can see them. Doing some hiking here at Wind Cave National Park, the Ranken Ridge Trail. It's beautiful out here. Gaining some elevation here. We're about 4,900 feet above sea level. I'm going higher. All right, I'm up here at the tower. This is the highest point in the park. Beautiful view. The mountains in the distance. On a clear day, you can see Badlands 40 miles away to the east. That's over there. That's where I'm going tomorrow. You can see Buffalo Gap. You can see all the way to North Dakota, Montana, Wyoming. That's Wyoming over in that direction. Awesome. Taking a minute just to chill here on a little bench and enjoy the view. It's a brisk 37 degrees here today, and the wind blowing makes it feel like it's below freezing. But it is worth it. Sun shining through the tree canopy. Just feel alive when you're out here with nature. Cool look at the bridge that I just drove across. I did not know the sound that prairie dogs make. Now I do. Getting ready to do one of the cave tours. The easier one was sold out this morning, so I'm doing the one that is considered more strenuous. I'm gonna take an elevator down into the cave. This is one of the largest cave systems in the world that's still being explored. They think only about 5% of it has been explored. We'll be doing the fairgrounds tour, which is this green line.
One of the main rooms down here. It's got over 100 years of history of people coming through these passageways. So well before the elevators were installed, tour groups went through the caves, squeezing through tight passageways. People making their way through these chasms originally used candlelight to make their way into these rooms, holding the tip of their flame up to the roof, building up soot, so that way they could leave their initials and names behind. Now, that history is essentially graffiti, I'm not going to lie, but this ancient graffiti shows us how long people have been making their way through these passageways.
Oh, look at that. That is so tall. Look at that. Oh, that is cool.
All right, the ranger asked me to be the Crossroads Ranger.
Oh, are you the crossing?
Yeah, making sure everybody goes the right way. Straight ahead here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is amazing.
Tiny.
Some of these go like super high. Very cool.
The Lakota emergence story tells us that the Lakota knew of the Wind Cave entrance. The story goes a little like this. This whole Wind Cave was a spirit world for them, a womb of sorts for their people, while the surface was being prepared by their creator. And as the surface was being prepared, a trickster spirit, Nktomi, tried to trick people into coming out of the cave early, so she would have something new to play with. She succeeded in tricking about half the people into coming out before the surface was ready for them. And they came out onto a surface that was beautiful and covered in majesty, but without enough food and without enough shelter. And as that first winter rolled in, those first peoples had to ask their creator for help. And the creator decided to help them.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty cool tour too, huh?
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh,
Watch
that's
it.
a tight one.
So this is Boxworks.
That's really cool.
And like 95% of all of this in the planet is right here in this cave. All right, that wraps up my day at Wind Cave National Park. I had very low expectations for this place and it was awesome. I can't believe how cool that cave tour was. I highly, highly recommend. I learned so much. I can't believe how much I learned about caves and caving and the fact that is enormous. It's hundreds of miles underground and they only think they've explored 5% of it. And really, really cool. All one temperature through there, the way that the cave kind of breathes to adjust, the air from the surface. Very interesting. Highly recommend this place. Wind Cave National Park. Catch you guys next time. All right. Mount Rushmore. Always wanted to see this, never been anywhere nearby, but I'm speaking right nearby here, so checking it out. Pretty cool, and lots of room right next to Abraham Lincoln for President Trump to be right there. Looks like his hair is already growing in. So pretty cool. I just walked up to the presidential trail, get a little bit of a closer look. Had a interesting conversation with one of the park rangers. I said, hey, what's something about Mount Rushmore that most people don't know? She told me two things. One is that the closest they ever came to putting a fifth person on Mount Rushmore was Susan B. Anthony, that there was a movement in Congress and a women's organization that was pushing to put a woman up there, and they just couldn't get the funding for it from the government. That would have been pretty cool, though. And the other thing she said is that there's a drill bit that broke off that they left that is in George Washington's eyelid. And if you have binoculars, you can see it. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. So anyway, didn't stay here for long, maybe about an hour. And something I've always wanted to see. Glad I came.